Hey there, welcome to Numerical Expressions, Numerical and Algebraic Expressions. Your vocabulary for today is algebraic expression, algebraic expression. Make sure you're taking good notes on this. This is kind of fun stuff. An algebraic expression is a mathematical statement without an equal sign, so it has no equal sign, that combines variables, which are going to be letters or symbols, with numbers, using one of the operations. So it's going to use addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So an example of an algebraic expression would be b plus 2. Okay, that is an algebraic expression. A numerical expression. Numerical expression is your next vocabulary word. Numerical expression. And we know that expressions do not have an equal sign, equations do. So a numerical expression is just exactly what it sounds like. It's numbers being added, subtracted, multiplied, or divided with no equal sign. So no equal sign, numbers being added, subtracted, multiplied, or divided. So a numerical expression would include 4 plus 8. That is a numerical expression. Okay? And last but certainly not least is the word variable, which we've already kind of identified. So a variable is a letter or symbol that stands for a number in an expression or equation. And again, remember that an expression does not have an equal sign, but an equation does. So the variable in b plus 2, b is your variable. B is your variable. Now, it's not always going to be B. It can be any letter of the alphabet. Oftentimes, you'll see X and Y or A, B, C. So just keep that in mind. When we look at how we use variables in expressions, basically, let's say Mrs. Cito had 12 goats. Okay, so Mrs. Cito has 12 goats. Let's say 4 of these goats, 4 of the goats are male. If we were writing that as a numerical expression, we would write 12 minus 4, and we would be able to find out how many were female, if that was a question that we were trying to solve. But what if I said Mrs. Cito has 12 goats? Some are male. Then to find out how many were female, we would have to show an expression like this: 12 minus some number, and we'll use the letter G. Oh no, we'll use the letter M for male. So 12 minus the number of males that we have would equal the number of females that we have. So this would be the number of male goats. This would be our total goats. Notice the same thing here, total goats, just the males. So again, it's used to stand in an expression or an equation to kind of substitute. It's a substitute for the number, just in case you don't have all of the information, or in case you're being asked to find something out. So a couple of other algebraic expressions might be like, and like I said, you've probably seen x and y used a lot. So maybe x plus 9 or n minus 1. Those tend to be the letters that are used. And when they do the little x, you'll notice that it's not the same as the multiplication x. It looks more like this. So it's x with kind of a little hook on it, plus 9, n minus 1, 3 times x, which is the same as 3x. So if you put this x right up next to the number, this means multiply. 3 times x. And then you might have something like y divided by 7. These are all algebraic expressions. So let's look at some other examples. What if Kamaya had 9 cookies? So we're going to say Kay had 9 cookies. She gave some to Jet. And it says, write an algebraic expression and let C equal the number of cookies given. We could have said let J equal the number of cookies given to Jet. It doesn't really matter, but we're going to let C equal the number of cookies given. So if we're writing this as an algebraic expression, we start out with the total number of cookies. If she's giving them away, we're going to subtract, and we're going to put the letter C in place for the number that she would have given. So this is the cookies given. This is one example of an algebraic expression. So let's say we start out with, we're having class, and in the middle of class, six students joined our meeting. Write this as an algebraic expression and let S equal the number of students at the beginning of class. So, if there were already some students in class, we're going to use the S to represent the number of students that were already in class. We are adding, because they joined, we're adding 6 students. So your algebraic expression would be S plus 6. Okay. Let's look at one more, and we'll do let's do Jace and Sophia. So let's say that Jace is half as old as Sophia. Okay? If Jace is half as old as Sophia, we're going to divide whatever Sophia's age is. We're going to say that X is our variable. Whatever age Sophia is going to be divided by 2. So there's a couple ways that that can look. It can look like this: X divided by 2, or X over 2, because remember that fraction bar can mean divided by. Expressions can have more than one operation, so let's look at maybe some examples like that. So let's say there were 6 of us that went to dinner. 6 friends went to dinner. All right. So Haley had to leave early for an appointment. But some more friends joined us late. All right. So we would start out with 6. Haley would be our one who left. So we're going to leave. And then we're going to add some more friends. Now, we can either use F or we can use D for dinner or whatever. I'm going to use F for friends. Okay? This has subtraction and addition. So this is where we started. This is Haley. And this is the friends who joined. All right, let's do another example of this. So let's say at the elementary school, there were some teachers who had kids that needed to go to the high school. So it says at the elementary school, "11 out of 21 students got off the bus." Some other students who needed to go to the high school got on the bus. How would we represent that as an algebraic expression with x, which is the most commonly used variable, representing our unknown amount? So if we look at this, we started out with 21 students on the bus. This was our start. The ones that get off the bus, we're going to subtract. So this is our elementary kids that got off the bus. And then we had some kids that got back, or some kids that got on the bus. So we're going to add x back into it. And so that is our algebraic expression that has subtraction and addition. Now, the next part is working on putting in a number for the variable. And this part's kind of fun, I think. Of course, I am a little bit of a math nerd, so you guys can tell me what you think about it later. Let me get another piece of colored paper real quick. So this is going to be putting in, finding the value of an expression by replacing the variable with a number. So find the value of the expression by replacing the variable with a number. All right, so for instance, find the value of the expression 25 plus y when y equals 10. That y is just a substitute. It is a placeholder. It just shows you that we don't know what that number is, but now somebody's told us what the number is, so we're going to change that and put that in for the y. We'll put a $sign there. Our new expression is 25 plus 10. And it says to solve, find the value of the expression. It means that we're going to actually solve the expression. So 25 plus 10 equals $35. This is where you're actually doing the solving. You're putting in a number in place of the variable, and you're actually solving the problem. For instance, let's say you have, and we'll do one for each operation real quick. Let's say you have a certain amount of money or a certain amount of toys. No, let's do candy. Let's do, you have a pile of candy. You have some friends that come over. Let's say you have 5 friends that come over and you give some of your candy away. And then the C would be how much candy did you have to start with? So your C is going to be 42. All right, so if the number of pieces of candy was 42, then we would have C minus 5. We're going to replace the C with 42. So it becomes 42 minus 5. When we do the calculations in our head, we know that 42 minus 5 equals 37 pieces of candy. So this is another example of substituting the number in for the letter. All right, so let's see. I said we would do one for each. Let's say we had a certain number of cows and we had 4 ranchers. So let's say there's a certain number of cows, and each of our ranchers is going to get the same number of cows. So we're going to do 4 ranchers. So our expression, sorry, that should be ranchers. Our expression is going to be cows divided by 4. Let C equal 20 cows. So we have 20 cows, and each of the 4 ranchers is going to get an equal amount. So we're going to do 20 divided by 4, which equals 5. Each farmer or each rancher would get 5 cows. All right, let's look at multiplication. Let's see. Betsy had 4 bunnies. No, we'll do a different number, 6 bunnies. Each of the bunnies had a number of baby bunnies. So we'll change this to rabbits. 6 rabbits. Each of the rabbits had baby bunnies. So we're going to let B equal baby bunnies. How many rabbits did they have in all? 6B, or 6 times B. Either one of those is okay. B equals, let's say they had 3. So it's going to be 6 times 3. We would write that as either parentheses 3. We could write it as 6 times 3 with a dot in between them. Or we could write it as 6 times 3. All 3 of those mean the same thing. So 6 parentheses 3, 6 dot 3, or 6 times 3 all mean the same thing. 6 times 3 equals 18. So once we have a substitute for our number, we can put it in and it begins to make sense. All right, let's look at a couple of expressions that have more than one operation. So let's look at just a couple of those real quick. So let's do 27 minus x plus 4 when x equals 2. So we're going to take that x equals 2 and we're going to plug that into our expression. 27 minus 2 plus 4. Order of operations says I can just go down the line left to right on this. 27 minus 2 is 25 plus 4, and that answer is 29. Notice that I'm putting one step on each line so that you can see the steps that I'm going through. I would encourage you to do the same thing. Use a line to show a step. Use a line to show a step. It's going to help you in keeping your thinking correct. So let's do x plus 8 minus 10. And let's make x equal to 12. So if x is equal to 12, we're going to take this x, we're going to plug it into our algebraic expression. It becomes 12 plus 8 minus 10. 12 plus 8 is 20 minus 10. 20 minus 10 is 10, and that would be your final answer. All right, let me look and see if there's anything else that you really need to know before I release you to go work on your assignment. If you get stuck, it is okay for you to insert a text box and tell me you're stuck on the assignment. If there's anything that I can help you with, you can ask me at the end of class if you want to stick around. Hopefully this video will help you with today's work.